Today's episode is brought to you from The Russell, a historic East Nashville church transformed into a one-of-a-kind boutique hotel. The Russell's mission is to give back to the Nashville community through their Rooms for Rooms program by donating a portion of your stay to local organizations who provide a safe haven for those in need in the Nashville community. I mean, seriously, what more can you want? This hotel is beautiful and they give back. Come on. Visit the Russell Nashville to book your experience today. That's RUSSELL Nashville.com to book your experience today. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of This Hits Different podcast, hosted by yours truly, Riley Nelson. My voice is still not 100% there. I'm still not 100% healed either, but it's the first day that I actually am not completely bedridden, so I felt like I needed to come on here and finally release this episode. I'm so sorry for the wait. I promise nothing like this will ever happen unless I get super sick again, but hopefully that doesn't happen again for a really long time. Alrighty, so what happened was I was planning on recording the intro over the weekend, but I got sick over the weekend and I have been just completely down bad since. So, that's on me. But I tried to record as close to the episode coming out with the intros. That way that my stories are as fresh as possible. Because sometimes they get outdated really quick because life keeps happening. But yeah, so that's why that happened. I do apologize from the bottom of my heart, but if you're not, we are here better than ever. And I'm really excited for you guys to listen to this episode with CALLA. CALLA is coming on This It's Different Now for the second time. And she's one of my really, really good friends. And it was just so great to get to sit down and record with her. Check out CALLA's music. You can find her anywhere you listen to music. Just look up CALLA. You can also find her social medias, which she plugs at the end. They will also be linked in the show notes below. So you can go there and check that out. As always, don't forget to rate and review This Hits Different. If you are enjoying the show, a good rating really goes a long way for me. So if you could put in some good words, maybe give it 5 stars, all the things, that would be greatly appreciated. And also share this with your friends. It's so important to get this podcast out in front of other people. I've really realized that this is what I want to do. And in order to do that, more people need to listen. And yeah, I also think I'm putting out pretty good content. I don't know. I mean, if I'm not, don't tell me. But I work really hard at this, and just telling one friend would mean so much to me. So if you could take a listen and share it with others, that would be phenomenal. If you're just here to listen to my episode with CALLA, hi guys, my name is Riley Nelson. I host this podcast where I bring on different musicians. We talk about latest releases, upcoming releases, and I get the stories behind the songs. So you get to hear your favorite stories from your favorite artist. So that is what my show is about. If you're here just because of CALLA, welcome. Check out my other episodes. I do have another episode with CALLA as well. It's one of the first ones I released, actually. So yeah, there's that. Awesome. Well, right before I jump into my interview with CALLA, I do want to give a little bit of background on who she is. CALLA is a Houston born and raised artist. She just released her latest single, SELF-SABOTAGE, and she has a music video coming out for that soon, as well as some remixes coming out of SELF-SABOTAGE. Some DJs really liked what they heard and decided that they wanted to remix her song SELF-SABOTAGE, which it is such a banger. It's such a feel-good song. Driving down the street with your windows down with SELF-SABOTAGE blasting, it's just incredible. Also, CALLA has some really exciting things coming up, so make sure you just keep an eye out on that. I can't say legally what they are yet, but they are coming, and it's going to be pretty badass. So, without further ado, here's my interview with CALLA.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment that we have all been waiting for. I am joined here today with the one, the only, CALLA. Drum roll, please. What's up,
Hello.
CALLA?
Oh, just working a lot, doing lots of music, releasing music, writing music, traveling, doing all the good things.
We love it. We love to hear it.
Yes.
So we are here today to talk about CALLA's latest release, Self-Sabotage.
Yeah.
I know there's like literally an air horn feature on here, and I want to like just go push and go, "Bow, bow, 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 bow," but I'm not going to because I'm not going to annoy.
Pushes the wrong thing.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah. So
Tell me about it.
So Self-Sabotage was a song that I wrote, I want to say in May of last year of 2022. And basically the whole writing process behind it is that I was really wanting to do fun songs that I could or that I would listen to laying out by the pool with my friends or driving to the beach and like having those nostalgic memories. Something upbeat because I'm only 22. My life isn't that like depressing. Like I'm young and
Young and hot.
and I want to have fun. Like nothing's so serious at this age,
Yeah.
And so I was really wanting to capture that summer spring break feeling, but
Yeah.
also 2022 was a really rough year for me. Lots of emotions going up and down and all over the place. And so I wanted to still capture that, but have that fun feeling to it.
Yeah. And I definitely think that you did capture that. It's very like disco pop, and like it's just one of those songs that you want to drive around town with your windows down.
Yeah.
Like you're like on a beach, like
That was
just
the
it's
whole
just
vibe.
like the feel good song. But it's funny because the lyrics are like kind of sad.
Kind of
depressing.
They're kind of they were just true to how I was feeling at that point in time. I would say like freshly in a breakup, which was interesting. And during that entire time, like I feel like most of the stuff that I've gone through in the past, I love to self-sabotage things for myself, whether I would like mess with my skin or I would ruin friendships or ruin relationships or just put myself in a position to where I'm going to end up hurting myself in the end.
Yeah.
And me breaking up with my ex-boyfriend at the time, he literally didn't do anything wrong. It's just the timing was off. It didn't feel right anymore. And we were just in two different stages of life. And so it just wasn't realistically going to work out. And I feel like for a little bit, I felt like I was leading him on, which is wrong because he didn't do anything. So I broke up with him. And in me breaking up with him, there was like a 2-month period where I was like, oh shit, what did I just do? Like, why did I just ruin that? I completely destroyed this great like 2.5-year relationship that I built with him, like the life that we were starting to create with each other. And I just ended it and he didn't even do anything wrong. Like it would have been easier if he had cheated on me. And like, if I'm sitting there saying, I wish he would cheat on me, probably shouldn't be in the relationship anymore.
Yeah. If you're like wishing for something bad to happen just to get out of it, clearly you're in the wrong relationship.
Yeah. It didn't fit anymore. But during those 2 months, I was like, I completely destroyed this. I don't know if I was like valid in my choices or if that was just me self-sabotaging again. So that's essentially what I wrote the song about, was being unsure and kind of scared, falling back into those patterns of self-sabotaging.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, when you wrote the song, you were in that phase. And as of right now, can you look back and say that you're self-sabotaging? Or do you think that it actually was the right call?
Well, I think that it was the right call ultimately. There's a lot that's happening this year. And I think that not that the relationship was holding me back, but I'm the kind of person that once I'm in a relationship, like if you're in a bad place, I'm in a bad place because I want the best for you and I take on those feelings. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. And so it just wasn't right anymore. Plus, I've never been single in my 20s. I think that I need to grow and I'm traveling a lot. And I don't know what person wants to be in a relationship with somebody who's literally gone every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to build something with.
And your career is really starting to pick up too.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to be in a relationship with someone and be able to give as much as you can whenever you're putting so much into your music and your art and your creativity, and it's just draining, and it's hard to pursue a relationship while you're trying to pursue a career in the field that you are, you know?
I definitely have learned even more so now than even back then that I'm choosing me. I think that not that if I'm in a relationship, that's all that I focus on, but I think my attention is definitely divided, and that I have become so much more productive by being single and learning about myself.
Yeah.
And also like, I was like, I'm still so exhausted, but I was so exhausted because I was working like 3 jobs and my full-time career, and I was in a relationship. And like at the end of the day, and he and I were long distance. So at the end of the day, whenever we like FaceTime or talk to each other, I would be so tired. I don't want to talk to anybody. And you can't have that missed communication when you're in a long distance relationship. You just can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think that it was the right call.
Yeah.
And you know, he and I are still friends.
Yeah.
So we just want to see each other win. And I think that ultimately it was good for both of us.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's too like,
We're still getting to know ourselves.
exactly. And
Yeah.
if it's going to work, it's going to happen later on when y'all are both a little bit more set in your careers.
Yeah.
And y'all both have that foundation, because right now and at that time, the foundation was not.
It wasn't as set.
Yeah.
It was. And then I moved back to Nashville.
Yeah.
So then we instantly became long distance. And when you're broke and you're in a long distance relationship, it's really hard to find the time and the money to go travel to see each other.
Yeah.
And I think the longest we went was like 4 months, and I hated it. I hated it
Yeah.
so much. And like you know, if I'm in a session and that's the only time that he has to talk that day and I can't talk to him because I'm in a session, we don't talk. Like,
Yeah.
so it's a lot more difficult. Plus, I've honestly really been liking this new version of myself, really getting to know me. I went through like my whole breakup fiasco, wild roller coaster of emotions last year. This year, I'm on my like clean girl aesthetic. I'm working out more.
This really is CALLA and I's era.
Yeah.
Like, we are focusing on ourselves. We are pushing each other in our careers. And it's just so inspiring to see both of us and you like really start to get some steam. And it's like
Yeah.
exciting to like get to come up together.
I know, especially because like we were little kids.
I
you
know. Yeah. CALLA and I have known each other since birth, practically.
Basically.
Like first grade. And I forgot to mention this. I should have said this in the intro, but this is her second time on my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
She is my first repeating guest.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're the first one I've had on twice.
Yeah. That's really funny.
Yeah. So, you know, with this new song and everything, I just thought it was a good time. You have some remixes of it coming out. So, Self-Sabotage is available to listen to right now as you listen to this episode. And you have some remixes coming out. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So with the song being such a fun summer festival vibes, wanting to dance, you know, type of song, me and my manager thought that it was the best decision to maybe just see, you know, if there was any DJs that would want to remix it. Honestly, like I would love to do almost like a club tour in a way. So
that would be so fun.
Go promoting my song in clubs with DJs. I'm so down.
Yeah.
I am so down. So that's been like something in the back of my head, but then we ended up having some people. We have a guy named Anthony Mirabella. He goes by Bella. He's dead. Or let me re-say that.
Start over.
We have a guy named Anthony Mirabella. He goes by Bella, and he ended up doing a remix of the song. He's, I want to say, in New York or New Jersey. It's fucking dope. Like, it is so good. It is so good.
It is really good. I got to listen to it.
I was like, oh my God, how do I get this? How do I start playing festivals? Because this song would be great for one.
Yeah.
Great for one. But you know, a lot of them is just like entering that dance world.
Yeah.
Like dance music, not necessarily like the kind of dance that I did, but like dance music.
Yeah.
Which
just
is,
like feel good.
Yeah, like feel good, great for festivals, great for clubs. You know, so we have those coming out. I want to say that it's going to be late April, early May. My calendar in my head is so jumbled, but I'm going to say late April, early May. Like earlier, whenever we were talking, I was like, I don't even know what time zone, what is this?
Where are we right now? We are in Central.
Yes. But yeah, so those are going to be coming out. And then around the same time, I'm going to New York to do a music video for the song, which I'm super excited about because I love New York.
Yeah. Do you have? I know you haven't shot the video obviously yet, so we don't know a time frame as of right now. Do you have like a date set that you are planning on releasing it?
Not a specific date, but
Okay.
late May.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for
Maybe
that.
like the third week of May.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before June.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously I'll push it and I'll share it for people to go watch. But yeah, you're going to New York to film that.
Oh my God, I love New York. I'm so ready to move to New York. I'm so ready to move. I love it there.
I know you do, but selfishly, I don't want you to leave.
Well, just come visit me or move with me.
Twist my arm.
You know, I need a roommate because I'm going to be broke. So
T.
I think I'm going to move to Brooklyn. I don't really know. Like I've kind of looked at some places there. It's just rent everywhere. It's so expensive.
It's insane.
Which reminds me, I should have figured out my rent if it was going up higher today or not here. Because that was kind of going to tie into my decision. Have a feeling it's going to get bumped up, but it is what it is.
It definitely will. It always does.
Maybe let's just not put that into the universe.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I'm super excited for that. It'll probably be like a year or so before I move there. My dad is kind of like, well,
I know. My family's like, are you sure you want to go to New York? And I'm like, New York is where dreams are made of. I must go.
No, exactly. And my dad's like, but what about Nash? I think he has like this thing inside of him that secretly he wants me to become a country singer. Like deep, deep, deep down. I think
would
he like always
100%.
think that's gonna happen.
I would 100% agree with that.
It's not gonna happen, but I really think
We're
that
so
like,
sorry, Chris.
you know, I'll sing country songs, just not publicly. But no, I really think deep down he thinks that's gonna happen. So I said New York, and he was like, no. Not. What about Nashville? It's fine. Nashville's cool.
So I just lost my train of thought. I had a question that I was about to ask you. Oh, okay. So would you say with self-sabotage that you have sort of began to find your sound? Would you say that this is your sound, or is this like something that you're still working to find?
I think when it comes to an artist's sound that, you know, it changes with their phases of their lives.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm like in a clean girl era, but at the same time, when I was writing a lot of these songs, I was like a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, I still have the side that I want to pitch for sync. That's like the James Bond, you know, type of intense music that could be put into movies type of vibe.
Yeah.
I still have that, but necessarily for me, I think this is a new phase that I'm trying out. I really like it. I've seen a lot of progress in it. You know, even if it's just me doing little top liner things for DJs to play. I didn't realize how big the EDM world was, the dance side world, dance music world, until I was speaking to my brother about it, because he's so big into that stuff. And he was like, no, you should really like look at this person. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea.
And I feel like here too, it's kind of like, obviously with music, there's no one direction and one path to your success. But I feel like in Nashville, there's kind of like a way that you do things here. And doing the DJ route in Nashville is not exactly that way.
No.
But it's an incredible way to, 1, get to live your best life. 2,
True.
get to travel. 3, get your name out there. 4, get your song out there. Like, that would be such a good opportunity for you.
Yeah.
But it's so like no one in Nashville who's like, I mean, I guess maybe just like the country would tell you to do that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I never really saw this as a route for me. I mean, my manager was really big in dance music. He was one of the first male artists to break out into that world. And so he knows a lot about it, you know, but I've been learning. And at the end of the day, I want to create music that's feel good, that people can connect with. And sometimes it's going to be a little bit darker, and sometimes it's, I don't care what's going on, I just want to have a good time right now type of vibe. So it's something new for me. I definitely still have that pop R&B side of me, and that's not going away anytime soon.
No.
You know, I have some projects that are going to be coming out. I was assuming the fall, but it depends on what's going on, you know, if I can release stuff that are more soulful. You know, but I think it all just kind of matches the theme of like, these are the phases of my life.
Yeah.
I'm going through different things. It's not always going to be the exact same. I love different styles, and I think it makes me a little bit different.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I completely agree. Tell me a little bit about the writing process of Self-Sabotage for you.
So I actually wrote that in my apartment, where we're at. Me and one of my friends, Malin. She's an incredible writer and artist also. And then my producer, Alessandro, he came in from New York.
Yes.
And we all stayed here. We kind of had like a 3-day writing camp, you could call it that. Really, we were just creating those fun vibes. We were literally like dancing around my apartment with the beat as Alessandro's like making it. And me and Malin are just dancing around. I was like, I really want to write about the fact that I am so unsure in this relationship right now, what I am doing. Cause that was like a month right after we had broken up. And so, yeah, Malin and I did a lot of the lyrics, and then Alessandro would come in with the little top lining things. And I have like still so many voice memos of all of the melodies that we like laid down and stuff. But yeah, we just wrote it in one day, and we just hung out here and had a good time. It was fun. The energy in this room was incredible.
It was. Okay, so now my turn to tell my story.
I forgot you came over after. I totally forgot about that.
So I knew Alessandro was in town, and y'all were working and recording a bunch of music. And I called you at the end of the day, and I was like, how'd it go? Like, how was your write? And you were staying with me, and you were like, you called me, you were like, get your ass over into my apartment right now. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And I go in, and you played me Self-Sabotage. And then we called your mom, and she was like dancing on the phone.
Yeah.
It was so good. And like, you were right. The energy in here was just electric.
It was crazy.
Like everyone was just like getting up and dancing. I never met these people in my life. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And I'm like dancing to the song.
I didn't even introduce y'all. I was like, come in. Okay, play the song.
I know. And it was so good and so upbeat and so fun. And the lyrics are very deep and very vulnerable. It like paints a very clear picture of you and what you were going through in that time.
Yeah.
So even though it sounds so fun and boppy, like
the lyrics still have a meaning.
they do, and they're deep, and they're like
real.
They're real. Exactly.
That's one of the things is, I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one who's ever been told this, but my mom would always tell me that I'm self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
And part of it was like one of the ways that I would cope with my anxiety back then, and sometimes still now, but not really as bad anymore.
We're in our healthy girl era.
Like I said, healthy girl. But one of the ways that I would cope with my anxiety is I would like mess with my skin. I don't know why that was like the thing. It was like my OCD came out, and I was so ready to just like, I would destroy my skin when it wasn't bad at all. And my mom would always be like, you are self-sabotaging yourself. Stop it. Like, stop touching your skin. Stop doing these things. Stop doing this, because you're doing it to hurt yourself. And I don't know if it's also like an imposter syndrome type of thing. Like, I don't really know if I deserve to be here, or like in relationships that were going good, I don't know if I deserve this type of love. I'm just going to destroy it real quick.
Yeah.
And it's sad because that was like it's so easy for me to do. Like, it was hard for me to try to stay in a relationship, and then I'm doubting myself if I'm leaving the relationship because I don't want to be in it anymore, or I'm leaving the relationship because I don't think I deserve it.
Yeah.
And anyways, basically I'm trying to like notice when I'm self-sabotaging things for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to kind of realize like when I fall into those habits, sometimes I know that I'm falling into those habits and I fall in a little bit harder, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just going to do that right now. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I can recognize it. Let me pull myself out of that.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this is not healthy. I'm going back into my toxic girl era.
I don't necessarily want a relationship right now. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. You know, I'm not like all the way off saying, no, I don't want this. However, I am not actively searching for something.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just want something to entertain.
Exactly.
Which is so bad. But like, I have to be very straight up with the people that I'm with, because I don't want to hurt somebody, or I don't want them to get the impression that like I'm ready for a serious relationship, because I'm not. And like, so I kind of just want to entertain some old things from the past. And
but this one you deserve to drag through the mud.
No. I did write a lot of my songs about him, so that's crazy. And I also sent them to him. So
yeah, what's that like whenever you're writing songs about people?
Okay.
and they hear the songs about them.
So I have a funny story. I dated this man. Can you bleep his name or like mute his name? Can I do that?
Let's just give him another name.
Shit. Okay. Anyway, I just won't say it.
Okay.
But I dated this guy whenever I was a junior in high school, and that was the year of a lot of bad relationships. It was like very just bad relationships. If you know me, you know them. And basically, he and I dated. We ended up breaking up. He was a year above me. Then he went to college. Things got a little crazy for him. And I saw him right after I graduated high school. So this was like, what, a year and a half later. And, you know, we hang out, we hook up, and he stole my credit card. He stole my credit card. What a
You
bum.
really know how to choose them,
Look,
Calla.
I wasn't saying that my like choices were good. I was just choosing blindly.
It's the blind leading the blind over here.
No, it really was. And basically, I was in LA for the first time doing my first like co-write while I was out there. And he tries to FaceTime me, which I don't know why men decide to finally call me while I'm in the middle of stuff, doing stuff for music or interviews, podcasts, whatever. But they do. And he tried to FaceTime me. And I remember I looked at one of my writers. Her name was Chloe Subia. I looked at her and I was like, there's no way in hell. And I was like, so I have a story for y'all. And I explained that. And so I wrote a song about him. I put his name in the song. And my friend who kind of connected us, I could say that. She kind of connected us. She was friends with his family, whatever. She played the song for him. Now it's what, 2023? And I, like when I was in New York a couple weeks ago, I got a DM from him on Instagram saying, so when you drop in the diss track, and I was like, I don't even want to release it anymore because I don't want to give him that power.
No. And you've written better stuff since then.
True. It was a good song though, and
Yeah.
it's really funny that I put his name in it, but he heard it. And at first he was like, she put my name in it? What the hell? Like, you can't do that.
It's like, well,
And-
you can't steal someone's credit card either, King.
Yeah. Well, and Star, my friend, was like, you fucked off, or what did she say?
her over?
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. My brain is farting. You fucked over the wrong person. Wow.
We got there.
Yeah. And she was like, you fucked over the wrong person. You shouldn't have done that to her because she will put your name in it.
Yep.
She doesn't care.
Yeah.
And anyways, I don't know if the man that just called me realizes that some of these songs are about him. They're kind of specific, but also like, I don't think he paid that much attention
Yeah.
to what was happening back then. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I
Who
feel like
knows?
this one, it's like very clearly about the other
Him.
guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not
his name
about-
is in it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I wanted to ask a little bit about the lyrics of Self-Sabotage. Can you give me a few lines and some of the ones that just like really hit home for you?
I mean, honestly, the chorus, it says, nothing takes the edge off lately. Need adrenaline shot to the heart. Can I justify my actions? Maybe. Or is it self-sabotage? And the whole like need adrenaline shot to the heart. I've never really felt numb after a relationship. Usually, and I feel like this might be a little sad, but like after breakups, I'm pretty good with like, okay, I'm good. I'm ready to go. Like I'm not that hurt. Because people have done such extreme things to me, like steal my credit card, that
Yep.
it's easy for me to get over that person
Yeah.
so quickly because I immediately see like, oh, this was obviously not it.
Well, yeah, because they make it very obvious they do something that's horrible, and then it's easy to hate them.
Yeah, it was easy to hate them. But in this case, you know, he didn't do that. So there was the 2-month period of being unsure, and I tried every fix to make me feel better. I drank, I was partying, I was just doing bad things, not taking care of myself, not caring about myself. Like there was like a week where I don't think I was sober. And I was like, and that is not who I am whatsoever. I don't like not feeling in control sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was just very numb and I needed something to just wake me up. So that part, like a lot of people don't know that because I don't really like show that I don't cope with problems the best way. You know, I still do therapy, and my therapist was telling me I was being toxic to him too. And I was like, damn. So, and when your therapist tells you that, you know, you got some problems.
You're like, okay,
I was like, damn, I should probably sit down
I
and
did not
like
need that today.
I should probably sit down and like reevaluate everything that's going on. But yeah, so that probably hits pretty close to home for me. Also just honestly saying, can I justify my actions? Because I did kind of go off and on with, today I want to break up with him. Tomorrow, oh my God, why would I ever think that I can't picture my life without him? The next day, yeah, I'm going to break up with him. And it was so back and forth.
Yeah.
That it was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
It's probably driving you crazy too, because you heard all of it.
I was there, but you know what? You and I have been through a lot together, more than most. And we're here. We get each other through it every time.
Yep.
And also I do want to like say like my praise to you, because I feel like with songs like these where they're just like feel good songs, not that there's anything wrong with this, but a lot of times they're very empty. There's not really much behind it. It's like rolling down the freeway, driving with my windows down, drinking a beer in my truck. Like
we instantly went country with that.
No, but sometimes like those kind of songs that are just so feel good are
There's
empty.
not a whole lot of meaning.
There's no meaning behind it. But when you actually peel back the layers and read and listen to the words of Self-Sabotage, it's deep, it hits, and it's something that I feel like a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah.
So,
well, and one of the things that also like randomly just popped in my head when you were saying that is that I think this is the same kind of song that, you know, if you have it with a track, it's such like an upbeat, so much fun, like you just want to dance, be in a club type of vibe. But if you strip it down and, you know, maybe I just play it with the piano or with guitar.
oh my God, it would be so sad.
Yeah, but you know what? It kind of reminds me of Lady Gaga has that song called Edge of Glory.
Oh yeah.
And she, you know, if you think about it, it's such an upbeat, fun, like dance hit.
Yeah.
But she literally wrote it about her grandpa who was in the hospital and that he's on the edge of glory. And so I don't know if you've ever seen the video of her singing it just stripped down with piano. It's like such like a meaningful, it hits you.
Yeah.
And
it hits different.
It hits different. Yes, it does. And so I think that, you know, great songs they sound great with just an acoustic guitar whenever you're writing them. And they also sound great with a track. So,
and that's how you know it's a great song.
yeah, I'm really excited about it.
I know.
I've been dying for this song to come out.
I know. And you're getting some remixes. So we can keep an eye out for that. And what was I? Oh, music video. We're doing great. And
We're all over the place.
And you have the music video coming out. So make sure to keep your eye out for that. Calla, thank you for coming on today. Thank you for being vulnerable and raw and honest. And is there anything else that you'd like to touch on or share or anything?
I just have a lot of blessings that are happening this year that I'm super excited about. Can't really talk a whole lot about them, but I'm super excited about them. And I feel like this is a year that everything is kind of falling into place.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just continuing to work hard and be with my friends and loved ones and traveling a lot. You know, and hopefully down the line I can do like a festival or a club tour. So
yeah. And obviously you can't say too much.
yeah.
But you have something really, really exciting coming up. And we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I just like really want to tease y'all a little bit because
It's exciting.
You're going to want to know her name.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
You know, like I love doing this and I love seeing both of us win and doing it together, and we get to combine our passions together. And, you know, even if it's not totally in music, it's still a collaboration.
Yeah,
So
I know.
This is a lot of fun that we get to do this together.
I know. Angie's probably screaming right now. She's so
stuffy. They're
excited.
like, yes.
I know. Our moms always used to have us sing together.
Yeah.
And like sing.
They
like,
wanted us to be in a band.
yeah, they wanted us to be like a
Girl band.
Miranda Lambert and Carrie Underwood when they did that collaboration. They were like, Riley, Calla, get together. Calla, this is your chance. Plug all your things. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can keep up with what's going on in your life.
Really, I update all of my socials. It's going to be at Calla Music. I also might be having some merch come out this year, which I have been dying for that to happen too. It's been the slowest process, but I will be promoting everything on my social medias, so at CALLA Music.
All right. Well, there we have it. Keep an eye out. CALLA is fucking killing it. And I'm going to say fucking again because she is. I love you so much.
I love you
Thank
too.
you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Today's episode was edited and produced by Aiden McKernan. You can find him on Instagram at Aiden C. McKernan. He will also be linked below in the show notes. The This Hits Different theme song was produced by Zach Jordan. You can find him on Instagram at Zach.jrdn. He will also be linked below in the show notes. Today's episode was written and hosted by me, Riley Nelson, and you can find me on Instagram at RileyNelson18. I know I just said that 10 minutes ago, but here we are. Thank you guys so much for listening.